Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast.
It is showtime at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got 'em for a rep. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again. It is MRN Winged Nation presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We are so glad you joined us. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post. We have a great program for you. Shane Stewart going to join us, fresh out of Victory Lane, and Kyle Hurst, fresh out of Victory Lane. I think it's two guys that are saying, finally.
Yeah,
In
absolutely.
both cases, expected to win earlier than they did.
Tough starts.
But finally got it done and got it done in big races along the way. And it was a great weekend, that's for sure. So we appreciate it. Can't wait to talk to Shane and Kyle here as the program unfolds. Let's jump right in. Our classic ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. We get all twisted up 3 times a year when the Outlaws roll into Posse Town. Boy, I'm telling you what, it wasn't pretty for the Posse this time.
No. We talked about that last week. The Posse only had a handful of races under their belt. The Outlaws had 30 or so. So
Yep.
we knew that maybe they had an advantage, but I think people were surprised.
Big advantage, no doubt about it. The Outlaws swept it. David Gravel won Lincoln. Gravel came back and won Williams Grove, and then Shane Stewart, who we'll talk to, won Williams Grove. And we could talk, there's so much, the overall speed of the Posse, whether it's the rainouts. Face it, one of the marquee drivers is off his game. Hodnett, not sure what's
Yeah.
going on there, but when you take Greg Hodnett out of the equation, you're taking a guy that's running for the win all the time, and they're missing it. Stevie Smith is retired. Think
Yeah.
about all those outlaw posse battles with Stevie Smith in the middle of it. He's
Yeah.
retired. And while Freddie Raymer's doing a great job with the 51 car and had a top 5 finish,
Yeah, that was great.
Freddie is going to be spectacular. He's pretty darn close right now.
Yeah.
But he's not Stevie Smith.
And he needs the experience.
Exactly, and that's what he's lacking. He's not lacking the skills,
No.
the talent, the car. Moon Byers is still there, but it's just that Stevie Smith experience. So you
Yeah.
take those. Danny looks like he's still strong. Dietrich does. Lucas, Dale Blaney getting his footing. I was interested in where Lance DeWeese was.
Yeah.
Because he just smoked the All-Stars. But I don't know what was going on there. So, I mean,
Yeah.
and then the
One
other side
night
of this.
he was decent.
Friday
Friday he struggled.
was decent, yeah.
Or was it? Yeah,
One
I can't
night he
remember
was
which
decent,
night.
yeah. But here's the other side of that. We could talk about the Posse struggles. I am telling you, the world of outlaws are on the chip.
Yes.
I mean, when you think about it, there are 6, 7, or 8 drivers that are just good. The problem they all have is Gravel and Shots are taking
Yeah.
all the wins. But, man, there are some great, Shane's been, there's a lot of teams that have had a lot of good years
Yeah.
at the world of outlaws and just can't get out of their own way because of Shane or because of Gravel and Shots.
Yeah, you could name a few. Pittman, Saldana. I mean, Shane got to Victory Lane finally, but there's some awesome names that have had a tough start.
Exactly. So it is. And the World of Outlaws are very, very stout. So here you go. So there you have it. So score it for the Outlaws 3-0. So Posse's got some work to do. The good news is they got a lot of races to work on them before July. I guess it is when it all starts again. And really, Erin, this kind of ties into that a little bit. My gosh, the weather.
Oof.
I mean,
Brutal.
I did some numbers on this. Knoxville, Attica, and Williams Grove, okay, they have only completed 50% of their races.
Ugh.
There's nothing, the drivers, the teams, the tracks, the sport, the fans start finding other things to do. The casual fan, the diehard fan's going to be there, but the casual fan, well, let's go bowling. You know, we had fun bowling last night. It's a little bit weather. Well, maybe we'll go to the movies. Maybe we'll go do something else. I'm telling you, All-Stars lost all 3 shows last weekend. World of Outlaws, they got Weed Sport got postponed until October. They got rained out. And then they were supposed to run tonight at New Egypt. That got delayed. It's just, you can't win with us.
No, and it's tough. Like you said, it's on the track owners. They're not getting the people in the stands. The teams aren't getting the purse money. It's tough on everybody.
Everything is a struggle, that's for sure. And we will see. Maybe we'll get it turned around. So there you have it. Your classic ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. Great T-shirts, hats, hoodies, towels, whatever you need, whether it be for your race team, other sports teams, corporate events, charitable events, you name it, they've got it. You can check them out at www.classicinkusa.com. We're going to fix it because I'm going to the racetrack to solve it this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got World of Outlaws Friday night in Charlotte. And then the Bob Weichert Memorial.
You're going to solve.
We got paperwork and everything, and we're going to solve it. We're gonna the Bob Weichert Memorial at Port Royal. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. So can't wait to get out the racetrack as well. So we're gonna change the mojo. That's what we're gonna do. Change the mojo.
Bring some sunshine.
Bring some. Oh boy, and who can bring? I'm taking Ashley with me up there, so she'll bring sunshine.
Yeah,
there we go.
No offense.
Yes, exactly. No, there's no sunshine here. Exactly. Hey, speaking of sunshine, I don't know how that ties into Shane. Well, they go. Shane, Sunshine, Stewart. Yeah,
they're SHs.
Yeah, SHs, exactly. There we go. Hey, he was in Victory Lane, so that put a sunshiny smile on his face at Williams Grove. We'll talk to Shane Stewart in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Dale Blaney, and you're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
The crown jewel of the Northwest, 15,000 to win, 1,000 to start. It's the 46th annual Jim Raper Memorial Dirt Cup presented by the Skagit Casino and Resort. June 22nd, 23rd, and 24th at Skagit Speedway. The Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series National Tour takes on the best of the Northwest as Haferty, Herrera, and Bergman lead the charge, along with Northwest Focus Midgets and the Washington Modified Touring Series. Tickets on sale now at SkagitSpeedway.com or by calling 360-724-3567.
The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum's newest feature exhibit is our Salute to Champion Sammy Swindell, June 9th through October 15th, at the only museum in the world solely dedicated to sprint car racing, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa. Stop in and check out 8 of Sammy's original race cars and see his trophies, uniforms, and more as you learn about his outstanding career. The Salute to Champion Sammy Swindell is only this season at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville.
At Victory Junction, it's simple. We believe every child, no matter their diagnosis or disability, deserves the chance to just be a kid. So we provide a medically safe environment where children who live in a world of hospital stays and doctor's visits are free to do everything from riding horses, ziplining, swimming, fishing, and bowling, all at no cost to the camper. The experience inspires confidence, builds self-esteem, and changes the life of every child who comes here. Help us change a child's life at victoryjunction.org.
I'm Casey Kane. Now back to Winged Nation.
Thanks, Casey. Welcome back. It is MRN Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Fresh off from a trip to Victory Lane on Saturday night at Williams Grove. Joining us on the hotline, he drives the Larson Marks car, is Shane Stewart. Hello, Shane. Welcome back to Winged Nation.
Thank you very much. I'm actually really, really excited that you guys are interviewing me because I won a race at Williams Grove. I didn't ever think that was going to happen.
Well, and if I said, Shane, first off, when we talked to you a couple weeks ago, Ashley and I did on a MAV TV show, and you talked about the struggle it is, if I'd have told you you'd shake off the struggles at Williams Grove, you'd have probably called me nuts.
No, I would have called you nuts. Honestly,
doubt.
If somebody was going to tell me going into this season that my first win was going to be at Williams Grove, I would have definitely told you that you're crazy. So, but honestly, with all that said, we had some breaks go our way, but the positives out of it that we took was I qualified really good both nights, which honestly has been probably my biggest struggle there. I don't think I raced that bad, but that track is so hard when you start in the back to really determine how good your race car is. Like on Friday night, I started 19th and ran 13th, and I actually thought that was a pretty good night. I thought my car was handling pretty well, but when you line up in the back there and you've got Dale Blaney and you've got Logan Schuhart and you've got all these guys that are literally starting a row in front of you, and they're all capable of winning there too. And it's just a hard place. So, we were able to qualify good. We got a great dash draw. Very rarely do they draw 8 anymore, and they drew it and put us on the pole of the dash. And I felt like our car was pretty good in the dash. We made a few adjustments for the feature, and it worked out really well for us.
That's awesome. Shane, you mentioned in Victory Lane that your car had the right attitude, and I, as a driver, know what that means, but first, explain that comfort level when you get a car that has the right attitude, and is that something that you've struggled to find this year and you finally found it at, of all places, Williams Grove?
Well, it's a good question, Erin. Well, here's the deal. We go to the next track, and I end up qualifying at 20th, and thank goodness the race ended up raining out, but it was like going from a hero to zero. But Yeah, I mean, clean air is huge for us. It doesn't matter what track you go to. It seems like dirty air and the way the racetracks are these days, it just, when I'm out leading at Williams Grove, I think, man, my car is handling awesome. But as soon as I got within 2 or 3 car lengths of lap traffic, my car started acting totally different. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just the way the track was on Saturday night. It was really dirty. And, just the way the sprint cars handle these days when you're out by yourself, it just gives you such a good feeling. And I did have that on Saturday night. I haven't had that in a little while. But, if you look back on our season, we've definitely haven't ran as good as we should have. But I honestly should have already had a couple wins prior to Saturday night. So hopefully we can get something going here and get on a little roll here and start running top 5s again, which is where we need to be. Justin and Kyle definitely spend the money that it takes to run up front, and that's where the 2-car needs to be. So hopefully we can get a little momentum from our win on Saturday night and keep it going.
Shane, in layman's terms, Erin asked a question as a driver, and because she's been there before. I have never sat, nor could I fit into a sprint car. Okay, so let's qualify that. But you talk about the difference between clean air and dirty air, and that's what I love about sprint car racing. It's like you get out there in the lead. I'm like, okay, Stewart's looking good, but wait till he catches that lap traffic. Is it with setups and with planning, do you have to compromise because they're so drastically different, or how different are they? Because ultimately the guys that are going to win all these races have got to be pretty good in both instances.
Oh, absolutely. I even heard Donnie make a comment on Friday that was one thing that they've been really trying to work on is their dirty air package, so-called. So, yeah, I mean, to answer your question, I think you have to think about that. When we were debating on what we were going to do setup-wise, I told Bob, I said, I think we should probably set up a little tight. I said, I might get in trouble when I get to lap traffic, but, I think if if my setup's a little tighter than normal and I am leading, make the guys work hard to get around me. So that's just kind of how we went about it. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. So, on Saturday night, the cautions kind of fell my way. I never really truly got into heavy lap traffic, and I've seen a lot of races lost. Just the leader getting the lap traffic, not knowing really where to go, especially at Williams Grove, and the guys that are really good there, like DeWeese and Hodnett, and the guys that know how to race the track. Those guys are really good at lap traffic. So, it just honestly just really worked out good for us on Saturday night because my car was really, really good by itself. Now, when I did get the lap traffic, I felt like my car didn't handle as good as I wanted it to, but, it did the job. So I was happy with that.
Shane, talking about dirty air, it seems like it's become more of a topic over the last few years. What is changing within the cars that is making it worse or harder to drive in dirty air? Is it the difference in wings? Is it tires? Why is it becoming so much more of a problem?
I think it's all the above, honestly, Erin. I think the way our tires are, I think the way our wings are now. If it was me out here making the rules, I think I would just do things a little bit differently. I think I would allow the tire rule to be opened up a little bit. I think we should have a pick, whether you want to run a soft tire or a harder tire. I think that would help a little bit in those situations. And honestly, I just feel like the tracks are really dirty this year. Or even the last couple years at Eldora, for a great example, it just gets really dirty and silty and gets really hard to get a hold of. And when you're racing and you put yourself around a group of cars, that dirty air just becomes even greater of a problem. So, but I think it's the way our tires are. I think it's a wing thing. I wish we could kind of go back to a dished wing. I don't think we necessarily have to run a wicker bill on them, but I wish we could go back to that, and I think it would honestly help the racing a little bit. But just Just my opinion.
Yeah, indeed. It's fascinating stuff. It really is. Just hearing about it. And because I honestly, we do hear that across the board. Every time, it seems like every Tuesday we sit down, we talk to somebody and they're dealing with the same thing. Shane, wish we could talk longer, but unfortunately the clock on the wall says we need to say goodbye. We'll get a chance to catch up with you. We'll talk to you on Friday night at Charlotte when the World of Outlaws roll into our hometown. Continued success. Best of luck between now and then at New Egypt, but thanks for the time here today.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it.
There we go. Shane Stewart joining us here on the program. Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, I know. Sorry if I got too technical.
No, I love that.
Okay.
I mean, because here's the beauty of it. I love it because I'm not smart enough to go there, and I'm not busting on myself. It's just I don't understand. Never sat in a car. I've never felt what the car was like, and that's what I love about it. When you get someone, especially a smart guy like Shane,
yeah, he's easy.
And the guy's been doing it. He's easy to get that information, and that's some great stuff. It really is. We didn't come up with any solutions, but maybe we understand a little bit what the challenge is.
Yeah.
And that's the first step in trying to figure it out. But he figured it out on Saturday night and parked it in Victory Lane at Williams Grove. Another guy that spent some time in Victory Lane on Saturday night, did it out in California, is Kyle Hurst. He joins us next.
Hi, I'm Craig Kinzer, and you're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt late model have taken the checkered flag on Weld Racing Wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld Racing Wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld Racing Wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing. Proven speed.
O'Reilly. Restore lost fuel economy and eliminate rough idle with Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, buy 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner and get 1 free. Clean clogged injectors and increase fuel efficiency with Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner. Buy 2, get 1 free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey race fans, visit Camping World in Concord for convenient one-stop shopping on outdoor accessories, top brand RVs, and quality service. Buy an RV and enroll in the Good Sam Elite loyalty program, offering incentives valued at over $2,000. Browse over 10,000 Camping World products and accessories in America's largest RV dealer network. Plus, shop the top manufacturers such as Coleman, Keystone, Newmar, Thor Motor Coach, Winnebago, and many more. America's #1 RV dealer has something for everyone. Visit Camping World in Concord today.
See dealer for full offer details and disclaimers.
I'm Kerry Madsen, and you're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Thank you, Madman. Welcome back. It is MRN Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tires, right on our strength. Kerry Madsen going to be our guest Saturday on MAV TV, 9:30 and 12:30 Eastern Time. So lock us in and catch up with the Madman and see what's going on with Kerry Madsen. We just got done with a conversation with Shane Stewart, who is breathing a huge sigh of relief after winning a race, and I'm fairly confident out on the West Coast might be the same for our next guest. Joining us now, he drives the Roth Motorsports car. Kyle Hurst is on the line. Hello, Kyle. Welcome back to Winged Nation.
Hi, guys. How you doing today?
We are doing well. How are you after getting that win on Saturday night?
Oh, I'm great. We definitely need it in the ARC Series. We just been kind of average, and you know, it's top 5 here, top 5 there, but we definitely needed the win. So it was great to get that wrapped up, and hopefully just smooth sailing from here on out with the rest of the series.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Kyle. You mentioned in Victory Lane that this year it's been really tough to get in Victory Lane. You're the defending champion. What has made the competition so tough this year? Has it just been that other people have stepped up? Has it been the track conditions? What's caused that level of competitiveness?
Well, we've had 5 races. We had 5 different winners. You know, we have Rico come in and run a couple races with us. Gio Selvy's coming into his own, and he's only 15 years old, so he's doing that pretty quickly. But as a teammate, he's been pretty well performing every night. Corey Eliason, they teamed up with a new guy. And so we just new guys, young kids coming up, and which is great. I love seeing California be as tough as anywhere else in the country these days. So I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, more competition, the better. And I think it's a pretty cool thing for California to keep getting stronger and stronger.
Is your program where you want it to be? I mean, you're not winning every week. You're a racer. I get that. But is your program, are you comfortable with your program? It's more so a product of the competition and everything stepping up?
Oh, no, I think we're doing just great. We always do. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of, it's only been 5 races, and, we've won 2 at Chico before. We've won an on-ring race so far, and we've ran good with the Outlaws. I mean, it's just a matter of sometimes we run second, sometimes you run third. It's just part of it. But I think we're rolling around pretty great. Working with Tori Welty and Corey Guy. Like as always, Dennis gives you the best of the stuff you need to go racing. But I just think, I think we got good competition out here right now. We got that new series. That's not just with NARC, but every track we go to, we got good cars, good people. I think everything's just been great. I mean, I've been having a blast. It was good to get a win. Like I said, we're only 5 races in. We've had 5 different winners. So I think we'll be all right. We still got, I think we're at the 20 race series or so. So we got another 15 to go. So a lot of racing left to do before the year's over.
Now, Kyle, on the same night you got your big win, you also finished second in a 360 non-wing race, right?
Oh, yeah. They're always fun to go do.
So how does that work in the same night? I can't imagine hopping in a wing car and then a non-wing car. Does it ever get a little bit confusing, or do you think it actually helps you to be on the track that much?
I think it helps me a little bit. It's a little tiring at times going back and forth pretty quick between heat races and stuff, but I get to see a track a lot more than anyone else. I know you can watch it from, the grandstands, but it's not the same as being out there and seeing where the track's changing, what's going on. And I enjoy the non-wing. It's just not as big out here as it would be in Indiana and stuff. And I did a lot in my younger days, and it was fun, and I was fearless. But the Roth Motorsports and Jeff Gardner gave me the opportunity. We do it a handful of times, and we did that last couple of years. So when they asked if I wanted to do it again, I said absolutely, and we were able to get our first win. And then Ryan Burnell snuck by me on the last lap, coming to the white flag to steal this one from me. But I love doing it. They're a lot of fun. It's just not as big out here in California as it is everywhere else.
Kyle, in layman's terms, the difference between the two, I mean, and I know you're also dealing with 360 versus 410. I get that under the hood. But what are some of the things that are just totally different between the non-wing and the wing car?
The one thing is, no wing on there, and it's a little scary for selling it off in there, and that left rear's coming off the ground. All the non-wing guys probably laugh at me for saying that. But driving the wing car in, you're just so used to driving in straight and on the gas, and then you got this non-wing car, you got to back it in there, and hopefully she keeps it on the ground. But the racing, man, our heat races, it doesn't seem to be there's not very much dirty air, and there was 4 guys just all, you could throw a blanket over us, and you just side by side the whole time. And the racing, like that aspect, is a lot of fun. That's awesome. Kyle, Dennis and Teresa Roth are helping a lot of you guys out in California. How does it work with all the different teams? I see Roth Motorsports on Gio Selzy on your car and on Dominic's fire suit. Like, how does it work? Do you guys all work well together? How does it all work? Yeah, I mean, just down there in Fresno, there's just a lot of good racing teams, a lot of good racing people. They're all, it's a big family down that way. With Gio coming on, he's been a great aspect to the team. Look at him. He's 15 years old, and he's winning a lot of races. They help out Dominic with stuff out in the racing aspect through Gary and stuff. But I was listening to the Dirt Vision the other day, and Johnny Gibbons said, I think Dennis Roth's been around for a lot longer and spent a lot more money than a lot of guys in this racing, and it's great to have people like that. And that's the true thing. We can't thank him enough for being around this sport for as long as he has and helped as many people out as he has. Indeed. Really is. Where do you go next, Kyle? What's up next for you this weekend or on down in the next couple of weeks? This weekend we're off from NARC, and so we have that new series races. It's Memorial Day weekend, so we race Saturday at Stockton, and then we head to the Civil War show up in north, up where I live in Chico on Sunday. So both Saturday, Sunday action, and then I think we get back with NARC the following weekend at Antioch on Saturday. Boy, it's great to see. It really is. The new series, Civil War series, the NARC series, some non-wing stuff. Good to see you getting a lot of racing, and good to see you smiling face in victory lane. Kyle, congratulations. Thanks for the time, and I know we'll talk to you down the road. Sounds great, guys. Thanks for having me on. There we go. That's Kyle Hurst, the reigning champ of the NARC King of the West series, rolling into victory lane. And what a racer he is. Just another one of those great racers, guy out in the West Coast that's just making it work out there. Yeah, another younger one from the West Coast. Now he's complaining about 15-year-olds. He's the veteran, Well, I know, exactly. It's crazy, isn't it? It really is. It's a great spot to be in, and California is on fire. That new series, and they've got a big one coming up. I just was reading about it at Calistoga. That's unreal that they're putting together. So the new series and everything else all rolling along well. Hey, let's step away. When we come back, we'll go over some Hall of Fame stuff. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to the racetrack. I don't know if you're aware of this or not. I'm going to the racetrack this week, so we'll share those details too.
I'm Danny Holcraver, and you're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there. Whether you're running on dirt or running a job, Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Classic Ink USA Screen Printing and Embroidery is constantly testing the limits of custom racewear and specialized embroidery. Headquartered in Western Pennsylvania, Classic Ink holds the highest standard, maximizing your return as well as the ultimate customer satisfaction. From track swag fanwear to quick crew crewwear, Classic Ink has you covered. Their dedicated staff and designers will keep your race team and fans looking sharp. Contact Classic Ink today and get your team ahead of the competition. www.classicinkusa.com. That's Classic Ink, at the track and on your back.
O'Reilly. Restore lost fuel economy and eliminate rough idle with Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, buy 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner and get one free. Clean clogged injectors and increase fuel efficiency with Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner. Buy 2, get 1 free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, I'm Jeff Gordon, and now back to Wing Nation.
Welcome back. It is MRN Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Looking at our National Sprint Car Hall of Fame Museum birthday calendar. Monday, Gus Schrader. Today would have been the birthday of Joe James. And you know, one of the things I love, Erin, and we've talked about this about the Hall of Fame, there are times, and you know, we just had an ad, they're doing the Sammy Swindell exhibit starting in June, and there are times when it showcases people that we know a lot about.
Yep.
But I love ones like this. Joe James, a 1997 inductee into the Sprint Car Hall of Fame, and in all honesty, before I started researching this, the name Joe James wouldn't have meant anything to me, and nor should it have really, unless you're just a real diehard fan. Born in 1925 in the hotbed of sprint car racing of Mississippi. Okay, died in 1952 at 27 years old, a crash at San Jose Speedway. Only started racing in the AAA National Championship. He made 5 starts in 1950. 1951, 12 starts. Best finish was 4th at a dirt mile in Denver. And a lot of top 10s in 1952. November 2nd of 1952, he's at San Jose. He's battling for what would have been his first win. He lost the lead. He got the lead back. He lost the lead. And in that battle for the lead, he clipped a wheel, tumbled, and unfortunately 3 days later perished in the hospital. So you see these stories, and you're right, and just looking at your expression, a lot of times they're sad stories, but they're the story of our sport.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of the Sprint Car Hall of Fame, is it shows, unfortunately, sometimes some things that are just icky, you know, but that's the history of our sport.
It's a way to honor them.
It is a way to honor them, and Joe James was a 1997 inductee into the Sprint Car Hall of Fame. Other birthdays, we should have mentioned the Shane Stewart.
I know, forgot to wish him
happy birthday is tomorrow. Friday, Stevie Smith, Jack Sills, Jack Gunn. Saturday, Dick Berger and Brian Paulus. More information at sprintcarhof.com, or you can go shopping at sprintcarstuff.com.
Your favorite
greatest
website.
Shopping experience in the world is sprintcarstuff.com, world's largest sprint car souvenir stand.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good stuff. You go on there.
Fantastic.
Dangerous.
Speaking of good stuff, Saturday, we mentioned this, Carrie Madsen going to join us on MAV TV. And on Thursday on our podcast, we're going to talk to Dylan Cisney. Okay, Dylan is second in points at Port Royal. But while the World of Outlaws went to Williams Grove, Dylan decided to go west, and he parked it in Victory Lane in Lernerville.
Very neat story.
How about that? So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but we're also going to talk about this Bob Weichert Memorial Sprint Car Spectacular, sponsored by Packers Concessions, because Ashley co-hosts our Saturday MAV TV show, and she's a hometown girl.
She is.
Mrs. United States from Port Royal.
Yeah.
We're going up there, 2 big nights of racing. Saturday night, sprint cars and late models. And I love this Sunday night double. It is the 410 sprint cars running for $10,000 to win in URC.
Yeah, it's a good
How about that? So an all sprint car show. We're going to be there doing live shows from 5 to 6 every night behind the grandstand. So bring your cooler, bring your lawn chair, come on out, hang out. We're going to talk sprint car racing. There's giveaways there, and it looks like there's just umpteen zillion giveaways that the track is doing. I mean, Steve O'Neill, this is unreal what they're doing. Actually, Sunday it starts like at 2 o'clock with a band.
Oh, that's
so they're having a band. And then we go on at 5, and then we go
Come
racing.
tailgate and hang out.
Tailgate and hang out. Going to be great. Going to be great, that's for sure. Hey, we appreciate Kyle Hurst for joining us and appreciate Shane Stewart for joining us as well. But more important than all of that, thank you for joining us here today.
You've been listening to Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tire, right on our strength. You can also find Winged Nation on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and in the MRN.com Media Center. Winged Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.